for them when they win. I criticize them when they're messing up in an effort to make sure that you don't do it again. I'm not wishing anybody to fail, but I have to call it how I see it because I have an audience to answer to. These players, I don't get paid to talk.
LeBron James is officially under serious federal investigation, and the entire sports world is spinning in disbelief. The unthinkable has happened, and nobody saw it coming. Reports confirm that FBI agents stormed his homes in both Los Angeles and Ohio, uncovering evidence that this case stretches far beyond the basketball court. The operation, dramatically dubbed Operation Nothing But BS, has completely taken over the news cycle.
Individuals such as Chauncey Billups, Damon Jones, and Terry Rozier were taken into custody today. Former, current NBA players and coaches. What you don't know is that this is an illegal gambling operation and sports rigging operation that spanned the course of years. The FBI led a coordinated takedown across 11 states to arrest over 30 individuals today responsible.
What started as a quiet probe into suspicious insider betting across the NBA has erupted into one of the most explosive scandals in league history. Sources claim investigators are piecing together a tangled web of mysterious money transfers, encrypted messages, and even leaked medical records, all allegedly circling back to one man, the king himself. Every clue seems to tighten the net around him, and fans can't believe it's real. The first major shockwave hit when LeBron's longtime friend and ex-teammate Damon Jones was suddenly indicted, and that changed everything. That's when insiders realized this wasn't just a rumor anymore. This was real, serious, and about to blow the roof off the NBA. Court filings have blown this story wide open, revealing that Damon Jones had been secretly leaking inside injury info before key Lakers games.
First indictment involves 6 defendants. This scheme is an insider sports betting conspiracy that exploited confidential information about National Basketball Association athletes and teams.
Prosecutors say he wasn't just guessing, he had real-time access to player updates, including LeBron's condition, and he was selling that info to bettors before tip-off. One record cites 2 specific matchups: the Lakers versus Bucks in February 2023 and the Thunder showdown in January 2024. In one shocking text message, investigators say Jones urged someone to get a big bet on Milwaukee tonight. Just hours later, LeBron mysteriously sat out that exact game, claiming an ankle issue, and the Bucks cruised to an easy win. Fans couldn't believe the timing. What looked like a straightforward betting case against Jones suddenly turned nuclear when federal agents started showing up at LeBron's properties.
Breaking news this morning, 2 big names in the NBA among more than 30 people arrested in connection with federal investigation into sports betting and illegal gambling.
Multiple reports confirm that FBI teams seized phones, computers, and private financial documents, all to trace any possible link between Jones's gambling network and one major NBA player's money flow. And that player, according to insiders, is none other than LeBron James himself. Officials haven't filed charges yet, but the whispers are deafening. Everyone's asking the same question. Was LeBron an innocent bystander, or was the king quietly sitting on a scandal bigger than anyone imagined? Just hours after that mysterious text, LeBron sat out the exact same game with an ankle issue, and the Bucks walked away with a smooth victory. What first looked like a simple gambling case against Damon Jones suddenly spiraled into something far darker once federal agents set their sights on LeBron himself.
Did we crack into the fraud that these perpetrators committed on the grand stage of the NBA, but we also entered and executed a system of justice against La Casa Nostra, to include the Bonanno, Gambino, Genovese, and Luce.
Reports say FBI teams raided both his Los Angeles mansion and his Ohio property, seizing phones, laptops, and stacks of financial records, all to find out whether Jones's underground betting ring somehow connected to LeBron's own accounts. Fans were floored. Could the most powerful player in basketball actually be caught in the middle of a federal probe? At first, the NBA tried to calm the chaos, insisting LeBron had zero knowledge of Jones's illegal betting. Sources even told The Athletic their friendship was strictly personal. But as the investigation deepened, the tone shifted. Fast! Federal documents revealed that agents weren't just monitoring Jones anymore. They were combing through direct communications between him and LeBron. Then came the bombshell. a brand new name appeared on the search warrant: LeBron James. The question everyone's asking: why seize files from his home if he's only a witness?
Interestingly, we haven't seen the indictments yet. There's been some time lag. I suppose it will take some time to go through all the forensic, evidence.
The warrants even referenced coordination of privileged information, a phrase investigators rarely use unless they suspect conspiracy. And here's the real shocker. That infamous Bucks game took place just 2 days after LeBron broke Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's all-time scoring record. The man was on top of the world and then suddenly sat out the next game, the same night Jones allegedly sold his tip. Even if it was pure coincidence, the timing feels way too perfect.
Same kind of extortion that we heard when Cassie took the stand and testified on that airplane ride back from France. Diddy said, "You don't do a freak-off, I'm going to release one of the freak-off videos that you are profiled in and humiliate."
And way too suspicious. The NBA is in full-blown panic mode right now. The league's integrity is hanging by a thread as federal charges keep stacking up, with big names like Chauncey Billups and Miami's Terry Rozier already caught in the crossfire of the same explosive sting, Operation Nothing But Bet. But now, every headline, every camera, every whisper is locked on LeBron James.
That he has, with others, and just because no one else has been charged, which normally in a RICO case you would have others charged, it was a statute designed to get mob bosses, trying to get at criminal behavior that's like a web of criminal behavior that you can't necessarily prove, like the one thing or the statute of limitations expired on the other thing, but you're just showing this bad guy who's operating what's clearly an enterprise that over and over engages in criminal problems.
When footage leaked showing FBI vehicles parked outside his Brentwood mansion, the internet absolutely lost it. Some fans brushed it off as fallout from Damon Jones's mess, but legal insiders weren't convinced for a second. The FBI doesn't roll up to a global superstar's house just to ask a few questions. Raids like that mean they're chasing something major, something they believe might still be hidden. LeBron's camp issued a short, carefully worded statement saying they were fully cooperating with authorities. But behind the scenes, many insiders believe that's code for quiet negotiations happening in real time. Multiple reports claim federal agents confiscated encrypted tablets, private team phones, and even internal travel logs dating all the way back to 2022, right around when Jones started hovering around the Lakers again. And now the whispers are getting darker. Some investigators reportedly think the betting angle is just the surface. They're mapping potential links between Jones, Hollywood business figures, and members of LeBron's extended network, a web that stretches deep into sports and entertainment. One analyst even put it bluntly: Operation Nothing But BT isn't just about gambling. It's about money laundering hiding in plain sight. With sponsorship deals, charity funds, and event cash constantly flowing between stars and corporations, there's plenty of room for shady transfers to disappear. If any paper trail connects back to LeBron or his circle, the fallout could shake the entire league to its core. Out in public, he's still trying to keep things cool, spotted courtside in LA, rocking a floral cardigan and smiling for cameras. But insiders say the pressure is eating him alive. He's canceled media appearances, slashed his travel schedule, and gone nearly silent while the Lakers organization waits for clarity. Right now, one of basketball's biggest legends stands in the middle of a storm that could rewrite his legacy forever. Just when everyone thought this saga was only about the money, the bets, and those mysterious encrypted messages, investigators shifted their focus to something far darker. Federal sources now say they're digging into LeBron's private connections with a man already serving time for running those notorious high-profile freak-off gatherings that rocked the entertainment world. And that's where the story takes a seriously chilling twist.
But then when they win, I criticize them when they're messing up in an effort to make sure that you don't do it again. I'm not wishing anybody to fail, but I have to call it how I see it, because I have an audience to answer to. These players, I don't get paid to talk.
What started as a federal betting probe is now colliding with Hollywood's underbelly, a web of exclusive parties, celebrity guest lists, and shadowy financial transfers. When agents raided LeBron's properties, they weren't just searching for gambling links. They were mapping out his entire social circle. That's when the digital trail suddenly veered straight into the entertainment industry. Sources say federal investigators uncovered overlapping names: athletes, producers, and music moguls, all intertwined through the same private accounts and event coordinators. One of those moguls, recently sentenced to over 4 years in prison for criminal financial activity, has already watched his empire crumble. Now, LeBron's name is being quietly mentioned in connection to that same world, not as a suspect, but as someone who might have unknowingly crossed paths with the wrong people. To make things even wilder, an old Instagram Live video has resurfaced, showing LeBron laughing beside that same music mogul, saying, "Ain't no party like his party." It looked like harmless fun back then, but now? That clip is being replayed and slowed down frame by frame like it's a clue in a thriller movie.
For some of the biggest trending stories you'll want to know today, sports legend. People call him the GOAT, LeBron James, taking an excused absence from the basketball season. This, as resurfaced video, is being examined.
Viewers are analyzing his tone, his smile, even his body language, asking if there was something deeper hidden in that moment. LeBron hasn't been charged with any crime, and officials are being extremely careful with their wording. But insiders say his name appeared in witness discussions about celebrity guest lists tied to those now infamous private events. Ones described in federal court as far darker than their glamorous online image ever showed.
Father, great husband, great philanthropist, great businessman, great director, great producer, great host, great basketball player, great leader. I mean, my God, I have done everything but put diapers and a bib on this brother. But it ain't enough, because one thing matters to him and one thing only, and that's him being recognized as the greatest of all times. Well, you're not, in my
His legal team has gone completely silent, and the Lakers' PR department refuses to comment, which only fuels the speculation. Meanwhile, prosecutors have quietly expanded Operation Nothing But BET, pulling in new financial records connected to that same music mogul's companies. Internal memos reportedly mention cross-reference ledgers, suggesting that some of the same middlemen who moved Damon Jones's betting funds may also have handled entertainment money tied to that mogul's empire. It's no longer just about sports or gambling, it's about power, influence, and the blurred line between fame and corruption. That's when investigators spotted something that made the whole case take a darker turn. The same names showing up in both cash transfers and guest lists. Behind the curtain, PR teams are panicking, lawyers are whispering, and sponsors are quietly hitting the brakes. 2 major brands have already pressed pause on active deals, and suddenly, nobody's asking about Damon Jones anymore. They're all asking one question: what did LeBron really know about those exclusive parties? Whispers are now spreading fast, especially from people who once worked inside the music mogul's tight inner circle. A former event promoter even claims LeBron's name appeared in private guest coordination messages going all the way back to 2018. Though those files haven't been made public yet. Another source says FBI analysts discovered contact logs on seized phones belonging to the mogul's security team, listing several high-profile athletes by initials and coded nicknames. None of this has been confirmed, but the internet detectives have already gone wild. Online sleuths are connecting screenshots, timestamps, and fragments of old messages like puzzle pieces, spinning their own theories about how deep this all goes. According to leaks, several text chains taken from the raid at LeBron's mansion are now under federal review, some allegedly tied to secret events in Los Angeles and Miami, with encrypted group chats traced back to the mogul's management staff. Whether those conversations were purely business or something more personal remains unclear. But in this climate, even silence sounds suspicious. Every unanswered question just makes the story grow louder. And here's the part that makes it even more complicated. LeBron's famous for one thing beyond his game: loyalty. From Akron to global fame, he's always kept his inner circle close. Friends who grew up with him now move in his orbit everywhere he goes, at practices, team flights, even locker room moments. That loyalty, once seen as admirable, is now being viewed as a possible vulnerability. Sources inside the league say some of LeBron's longtime friends, people with no official team roles, were regularly spotted at private Lakers practices and traveling with the squad. Those blurred lines between personal loyalty and professional access raised quiet red flags for years. Whenever staff questioned why certain people had backstage clearance or were seen in restricted areas, the answer was always the same: they're with LeBron. Now, investigators are wondering if that same loyalty that made him untouchable might be the very thing pulling him into the storm. If LeBron wanted someone around, they stayed. No questions asked. It fit perfectly with his image as the loyal, self-made superstar who never forgot where he came from. That loyalty became part of his brand, part of his story. The kid from Akron who rose to global fame but still kept his people close. But now, with Operation Nothing But BET exploding across headlines, investigators are zeroing in on that very loyalty, not as a strength, but as a possible weak point. Federal agents are asking tough questions. Did LeBron's deep trust in old friends like Damon Jones or certain industry contacts accidentally open the door for sensitive team information to leak out? Did loyalty, the same thing that built his empire, become the crack that let others use his fame for their own gain? Several former teammates have come forward saying LeBron had been quietly warned for years about the company he kept. Some of those friends, they claim, had messy business ties and financial connections that didn't add up. LeBron always listened, but rarely acted. To him, loyalty wasn't just a decision, it was a code. And maybe that code blinded him to how deeply others might have been taking advantage of it. Psychologists say fame at LeBron's level changes everything. It blurs the line between friendship and dependency. The same people who protect him from the outside world can also expose him from the inside. Experts explain that in the non-stop pressure cooker of superstardom, many athletes build tight inner circles where criticism fades, accountability weakens, and loyalty becomes law. In that kind of world, trust is everything, until the moment it breaks. The FBI's growing focus on LeBron's communication logs suggests they believe his inner circle may not be as airtight as it once seemed. Investigators now suspect that loyalty itself might be the missing link, connecting the betting ring, the entertainment money trail, and the network of personal relationships that may have pulled LeBron closer to the mogul's dark empire. To those close to the case, this isn't just about greed. It's about a man whose unstoppable devotion to his inner circle may have blinded him to the dangers surrounding him. That fierce loyalty, magnified by superstardom, might be the very reason federal agents are now digging deep into his most private connections. It's no longer just about money. It's about control, secrecy, and how trust can turn toxic when fame shields it from scrutiny. The story has officially shifted from sports to secrecy. For nearly 2 decades, LeBron James was seen as the gold standard of discipline, the ultimate professional, calm, focused, untouchable. But now that image of perfect control is starting to crack in real time. Analysts say his sudden withdrawal from major charity events and public appearances screams damage control. One Los Angeles PR insider said it best: "When a brand as spotless as LeBron's goes silent, that means the lawyers are talking now." The message was clear: something big is happening behind closed doors. Meanwhile, conspiracy chatter online has exploded. Fans and bloggers are linking Operation Nothing But BET to the music mogul's criminal case, claiming hidden accounts, fake charities, and luxury events may have been used to disguise shady fund movements. Investigators haven't confirmed any of it, but each newly unsealed court document just throws more gasoline on the fire. Now, social media detectives are deep diving into flight logs, archived photos, and old event schedules, pointing out eerie coincidences and timelines that overlap almost perfectly. The line between speculation and truth is blurring fast, and every new piece of info keeps pulling LeBron's spotless legacy deeper into the mystery. LeBron was reportedly in the same cities tied to those mysterious events, and that's what's making everyone talk. Through it all, he stayed completely silent. No interviews, no press statements, not even a social media post. What once looked like calm now feels calculated, almost strategic, like a silence meant to control the story instead of stop it. And every unanswered question just makes the noise louder. For years, LeBron James built his empire on precision. Every move planned, every image polished. From global endorsements and blockbuster films to activism and family branding, he created the modern-day blueprint for fame itself. But now that very empire, the one built on discipline, power, and perfection, is shaking under the weight of federal subpoenas and those shadowy whispers coming from inside the fallen entertainment circle once linked to him. People are asking the question no one wants to say out loud. Was this loyalty pushed too far, or are we watching the early stages of something bigger, a possible cover-up that could flip everything upside down? The truth hasn't surfaced yet, but when it does, it might just rewrite what fame really means in the modern era. So what do you think really happened behind the scenes here? Do you think LeBron's silence is a strategy? Or a sign he's hiding something? Drop your thoughts down below. I want to hear what you think about this wild twist in the story. Thanks for watching Ball Stories. Don't forget to smash that like button, share this video with your friends, and if you're new here, make sure to subscribe for more untold stories from the world of fame, power, and hoops. See you on the next one.